I learned nothing in high school. Okay, that statement isn't the full truth, but if I'm being honest, I could probably count on one hand the lessons I truly took away from the school part of high school. Because for me, the learning really started happening when I left the classroom after school and entered the theater, which revealed the career path that I will be sharing with you guys on this channel. I would like to be a professional actress, and that is my big dream. I love the stage and musical theater, so I would love to be on Broadway or the West End or any kind of professional theater production. And yeah, among many other dreams in the film and theater industry. But before we talk about the future or enter the future together, we have to talk about the past, which is my acting journey so far. And I've done a lot of shows. I've done about 14 shows in my life. So we're only gonna talk about my worst and best moment and my worst and best moment. And basically the overarching lesson I've learned is that these two moments basically happened around the same time, and they were kind of this like flipped, like this kind of the same situation flipped, you know? And like, here's the best part of it and the worst part of it, which kind of shows how we should always look at the positives, or just realize that even negative moments in our lives are part of the process, and we shouldn't take them, absorb them as much as we do. We should observe them more because they're part of the process, you know? And if we absorb them too much, they can take over us and make us end up manifesting more bad things, you know? Which is why we should either just focus on the positives or not get too absorbed by any of them. So I would say that's quite a huge lesson that I definitely haven't fully learned yet. My first two worst and best moments is the worst was my 9th grade musical when I was auditioning for it. I really wanted the lead because the lead was young and would have probably been cast. They were gonna probably cast a 9th or 10th grader. And I really wanted to experience being a lead because I hadn't chosen to be an actress yet, and I thought I didn't have much more time to have the opportunity to perform on stage. So I really wanted that experience before I left high school, even if I was a 9th grader, so it was just the beginning. I don't know why I was putting so much pressure on myself, which exactly now I know that, but then I didn't, you know what I mean? So it's always good to like step back and look at things from a broader perspective before letting it take over you. Anyway, the way I handled it is exactly the way I was supposed to. So I put in all my effort into getting that role. I watched singing videos. I wasn't that much of a singer, but I could like hold a tune, and I, you know, memorized the material we were given, everything. And I was so excited to get the lead. I got the call back. I was so excited again. And then it was like, yeah. See, let me just narrate that day or that night when the cast list came out, because it came out and I got no email. My friends are talking about it, but I don't get an email. And I'm like, am I not in the show at all? Like, did they just not email me? So I'm just bawling my eyes out. These guys didn't even let me know that I'm not in it. I was so sad. And then I look into the messages my friends are sending, and they're like telling me congrats. I'm like, congrats. And I realized I ended up getting in. They first of all just sent the email to another Wanjiko in my school, and second of all, I was in the ensemble, and I actually got a role, like a named role. I played Carney, who has 2 roles, the Carney in the carnival scene in Tuck Everlasting. So that was something. I ended up getting a role, but I cried my eyes out that night, and when I woke up, my eyes were swollen. It was the first time I'd ever cried that much, and it was a lot. I was super sad. But on the flip side, performing the show genuinely filled my heart so much. I realized, like, my heart was bursting with how much it was filled, that I realized that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And it also made me realize that I love musical theater, because before that I liked a few musicals, but it wasn't something I knew I loved, and that show made me fall in love with it. So I would say that was one of my best moments, because it's what brought me to where I am now, basically. My next best and worst moment are when I was a junior, and this year during the play I ended up getting cast as the lead. So my 9th grade dream came true, and this was a show Actually, the poster is there if you can see. It reads Emma, and actually I'm wearing the shirt as well for the show, Emma. So it's this comedy rendition of Jane Austen's novel Emma, and I was Emma in Emma, and it was one of these shows that was break the fourth wall, and Emma literally held that show on her back. Like, that character was in every single scene, had so many monologues, was always talking to the audience. It was a lot, but it was so perfect. It was genuinely one of my most amazing experiences on stage ever, and I'm so grateful for it. And it happened exactly when it was supposed to. Like, that time when I lost that role in Tuck was okay, because Emma was what was meant for me. It was the role I was ready for, and the role I would have been able to bring my all to and enjoy performing in, you know. But that same year during the musical, another worst moment happened, because I had just come out of Emma. Like, literally, we auditioned for a musical about a week or 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks after the play closes. We're starting auditioning for the musical. I'm like on a high horse right now, a very high horse. I'm feeling confident, feeling yes. I tell you, the musical that they announced, High School Musical. High School Musical. I'm telling you, I was gagged, because what? I loved High School Musical. Like, I'm gonna be in High School Musical. I was so excited. And on top of that, Gabriella, the main character, is an alto, and at the time I thought I was an alto, and I probably still am an alto, but I'm really hoping I'm a mezzo soprano. No, I'm not really hoping, but like, I would love that, because I would love to play mezzo soprano roles. But you know what, any voice parts aren't that big of a deal. It's fine. It's really fine. But yeah, Gabriella was an alto, I'm an alto, and I was like, this is my role. Like, this is my role. I'm gonna get it. Like, I put in all the work. We were singing when there was me and you. I did the monologue, you know, all the things. I went in there, did my audition. It was good. I got a call back, but I didn't get called back for Gabriella. I got called back for Sharpay and Taylor. So that was not super disappointing, because of course so many people didn't get called back. So I was on that much of a high horse. But I went, and Sharpay had, like, all the people called back for Sharpay and Ryan had to go during lunch to learn this dance. And when we went, I was like, oh, now I want this is the one. Like, this is gonna be so fun. So now I'm so excited now to get Sharpay. Taylor was there as well, but you know, I would have been happy with her too, but you know what I mean. So now we go do the callback, and I knew after that callback I wasn't gonna get Sharpay. I knew I wasn't gonna get Sharpay. I also didn't think I was gonna get Taylor either. There was a bit of hope there, but I didn't think so. And then I thought maybe I would get another role. Like, there was a few more. Like, there was Martha, the girl who dances. There were a few more. So I'm like, you know, maybe I'll get something smaller, like less talking, but still something, you know. I didn't. Like, as this came on, I look. Oh, I see my name under cheerleader. I'm like, so I'm in the ensemble in my junior year. I've done this. I don't need to do this again. That's how I felt. And I think I cried. Yeah, I cried a lot. About that. I was super sad. I felt very just defeated. Yeah, I felt really defeated and also embarrassed, because how are you that and then you go to that? But of course, it's just me. Like, no one else really cared that much. Like, life went on. Truly, life went on. And the show ended up being really fun. Being an ensemble of that show is super fun. There's so many big, huge ensemble numbers that are so fun to be in. And I was also a dancer in the show. I had a bit more of a heavy dance role in the show. So that was also super fun. It was amazing. The message of the show is also amazing. Like, the message is basically the message of my channel. Like, you can do whatever you want. Like, you're so, there's not a cloud in heaven that we can reach if we're trying. Yeah, we're breaking free. Those were my two worst and best moments, hand in hand, basically on the same side of the same coin, or whatever you want to call it. And I would say that's a lesson I learned. The duality of life is very important, and we need to learn not to get consumed by the bad moments, because they will pass and they're part of the process. So that's my main lesson from my high school theater. Actually, there's probably more than that, but I loved this for this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed and are caught up on what I've done before we go into what I will do. And if you've come to this portion of the video, please comment down below what you've done, what you've learned so far in your journey towards your dream life, or in your journey in life so far, because I want to hear from each other and I want us to interact. So please, if you've gotten this far, you are a real one, and you should definitely comment down below. Yes, just tell me what you've learned so far in your life. Just one thing. Anyways, love you guys. Let's be fools who dream together, and see you in the next one. Bye.